Amazing. Alright, guys. Welcome back to today's final series as we have Trap and soO head-to-head in some ZvP action. Cure guaranteed first place, Impact guaranteed last place. soO and Trap play this series to see who will end up in second place of this group, which is just a bit of a seeding difference going through to the final series or so. Top right-hand side, our red Zerg play here is soO. Going up against the blue Protoss. The bottom left-hand side, this is Trap. There are so many rift blushes that when Santa comes to give presents, he'll see this and blush himself. Ay, ay, ay. Wardy, I thought you had red hair when I looked at my phone. I was very irritated. No, it's just my red tinsel on my headphones because I had a red bit of tinsel left over. Do you like it? I'm feeling very Christmassy. I'm feeling very Christmassy indeed. Cybercore going to drop down here from Trap. Nexus going to come down as well. Who is that? Ferminator with the $5. Of course Ferminator is in here for a Rift Blush. Of course he is. Dude, I'm going to get you a nice blue decoration. A nice blue one. I'll put it up after this game. Just going to get it ready right now so it's all set. Thank you so much Ferminator for the $5. Thank you so much, dude. How you doing today, Ferminator? You doing alright, buddy? Life treating you well? Some ace W's in the donation message. I love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Doing good? Awesome to hear, dude. Awesome to hear. Yeah, today's been kind of crazy, actually. We had a lot of rift blushes. To say the least, we've had a lot of rift blushes. Which is awesome. Some people have been absolute stream heroes like Omen, Montian, CPP, definitely making up the majority of the rift blushes. Good to see everyone else getting involved as well. Good to see everyone else getting involved as well. It's perfect. From a facility. He's on the way up here from Trap, so that's going to be his opening. Not a Stargate, but the Twilight Council first. So it's going to be one of these Templar Archive or Dark Shrine openings where you're going to be going for the DT drop or the Archon drop after DTs. Pretty, again, regular PvZ play. Now, he actually puts down 2 extra gates rather than 3 extra gates. So I do, okay, 1 more gate on the low ground. So there's 4 gates, so we just wait for the Templar Archives to come down then. If it was a Dark Shrine, it would have started building a little bit sooner than this. Hey Wardy, when do we next do marbles? I'm usually doing marbles every Monday on my channel, so the next marble stream is probably going to be on Monday. On my channel. So keep an eye out for that. Might go downtown to play some Pokemon Go and maybe see Nate. It's pretty fun. So I just moved apartment, right? And finally, for the first time ever, I actually live near Pokestops. Like, I could actually go to more than one Pokestop within 10 minutes of me. It's fantastic. My house, if I walk out my house and walk like 5 steps away, I get a Pokestop. I'm like, yes! So every few hours I walk downstairs, I walk outside, I go to the Pokestop. But it's nice, I can finally play Pokemon Go. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Stalker here is poking away at this Overlord. It's a little bit of damage being done as we see 4 Zealots loading up in the Prism. At the end of all of this, I really thought it was going to be an Archon drop, but just turns out to be 4 Zealots with charge. A Dark Shrine now gets added into play as well. Why do you break the rocks on the bottom of the ramp? So a lot of the time people break these rocks so you don't misclick them in a defense. Obviously, if you're defending, it's usually very important for you to make sure you don't misclick at all, and you're more likely to be clicking around this area than your opponent is. So if you're defending, it's much better to have those cleaned up, because if you misclick on them, you can waste a lot of attack time and lose out on a lot of damage that maybe would have made the difference in the defense. Zealots here are going to have to keep on pulling away, and his Ling is doing a pretty good job of pushing this back, so it's actually a pretty good defense from soO. If the Ling is in front and the Queen's in the back, finally the Roach is joining in as well. He's well set up for this. We'll see how well prepared he is for the Dark Shrine. The Dark Temples will warp in the next 30 seconds or so. Roach speed is continuing to come up here at the moment, so that's going to be coming up still, and a few more overlords continue to come out. Jay Shinrei comes in with the $5 donation. Thank you so much for the $5, Jay Shinrei. You can also have a beautiful decoration covered in Rifkin's beautiful Rift Blush face. A classic, I know. I'll get you sorted out right now, buddy. Thank you so much for the $5 as well. Again, the more of these we get on the tree, guys, the better the photo is going to be, so that we can send to Rifkin a little bit later on. So, the more we get, the more that we support the tournament, but you're not just supporting the tournament, you're also annoying Rifkin. I know you guys love annoying Rifkin, so really, it's kind of just perfect, isn't it? It's kind of just perfect. And we're seeing these roaches pushing in, and we do see the Archons obviously doing a little bit of damage there, not able to get an Overlord or so. I mean, you expect these Archons to get some damage. The idea is to try and push them away to kind of deter them from sticking around long enough to actually get kills on things. It looks laggy. It's very possible that that's just the Korean server. Sometimes the Korean server at the moment has been pretty awful to us, and for some reason our connection to it is not as good as it used to be. And so we get these lag spikes that the players can't see, and we can't do anything about it. It's just one of those things where you cast on the Korean server, and it's just kind of like, well, shit happens, I guess. And it is a little unfortunate, but truly there is nothing we can do about it, buddy. Sorry about that. Hopefully it's still watchable. Usually it's okay. Sometimes it does get very bad, but usually it's all right. Again, I'm going to see those couple of Archons heading back over to the left-hand side, and we do see +1 missile attack. It's coming up to being about halfway done. Groove Spines about to come up to completion as well. A few Hydras being brought into play as well, and just going to be seeing the couple of Archons still trying to get in towards those roaches, but not finding much luck just yet. Another couple of DTs morph into an Archon, and a couple of Zealots started to charge forwards there. Roach gets picked off. Another donation. You guys are going crazy. Nerf off of the $5 too. Let me get to that in a moment, buddy, because right now these Zealots and Maulers and Archons going crazy. A couple of force fields dropping down. And we are going to be seeing, well, honestly, a lot of this very well dealt with so far. More roaches continue to be picked off. There's a powerful push forwards by Trap. As his Archon drop and his Zealot harassment early on enough to put him ahead here. The sentries in the back exposed, and there's no more force fields here. So this will get a little bit more difficult in that regard, but obviously starting to see our Zerg player run out of units. soO is struggling to hold on to this, but it's very close. A couple of Archons go down, and we're only a couple units away from this really being a completely different situation in terms of the game. Extra Zealots, though, now the drones have to pull into tank instead of the couple of units that we had with those Zealots in front. The Roaches and Hydras just drop a bit too fast, and they can't get on top of the Immortals or Hydras. Now the drone camp's being picked away at. Now it looks as though Trap has done enough to pick up game number 1 of this best of 3 against soO. Looking to try and finish up first place. Not first place, but second place in this group rather than third. As, okay, most of the tech units are down apart from these 3 Immortals, but 3 Immortals, when you're struggling to bring the last few units into play as soO, 3 Immortals will get the job done for Trap. Boom! The more we get on there, the more Rifkin hates me. The less you'll probably see of me on WardiTV. As we jump into game number 2. Top left-hand side, the blue Protoss player to kick us off on Kairos Junction is Trap. Up against the red Zerg in the lower right-hand side from Asterion, this is soO. Alright. So, getting this set up and rolling. You have the hatch gas and spawning pool dropping down here to get us started in this best of 3. Probe comes over, throws down a Nexus. So Nexus dropping down. Cybercore coming up as well at the front, and again, hatch gas and pool in the setup here from soO in these early stages. So getting that ready to go. Cybercore about halfway done at the moment. Hard revenge! What do you do when life gives you melons? Go to a doctor because you might be dyslexic. That's funny, because it's like the L and the M are the wrong way around, and it's meant to be lemons, and now it's melons, and now I've killed your joke. That's what you get for your 17-month resub. Thank you so much. Ruined. Thank you so much for the 17 months, dude. Really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting Base Trade TV. Stargate drops down here in the main base. We do see this probe is coming down to the low ground. You're not going to donate anymore, but dude, today is the best day to donate ever. Didn't you hear? You get giant marbles with rift blushes on them on a frickin' Christmas tree. Like, if that... I mean, that's not even a bad joke. That's just true. We do see the Link Speed Stargate. Nice standard opening here once again. Early game on Kairos not looking too crazy. Trap obviously a little bit different from the last game, going into the Stargate this time rather than that Twilight and Robo opener. Which, again, though, I mean, the Stargate is very standard, and going into Phoenix first, pretty regular too. Phoenix is about to finish up. What comes out after the Phoenix is interesting as well. Oracle, okay. Yeah, I mean, just going straight into the Oracle. Nothing crazy then. Not going to skip the Oracle and go into super fast tech or anything. I think it's going to be nibbling away at this Overlord here in the natural. Gateway coming down. And obviously behind this you usually see a Robo and a Twilight Council coming down at a pretty similar timing, or Twilight Council and a Forge. Phoenix going to be jumping in towards the main base. In the next few moments, there's a couple of queens set up towards the front, and just going to be seen again. Robo facility dropping down. Extra drone still just on the way out from soO. Evo chamber also going to be finishing behind the natural expansion here, so that's about to be wrapped up. As you also have that +1 melee starting up on that Evo. Couple of queens just nibbling on the Phoenix as well. Robo facility is coming up to completion now, and there's a couple of gates morphing in. There's that Twilight Robo I talked about before. Again, very standard even from this point, still go into an Archon job. Ooh, the Oracle gets taken down. Only got one drone so far this game, so really not that worthwhile. Melee upgrade from soO is obviously going to be a very different style to what we saw before. There's going to be a Ling Bane heavy style, usually paired with Hydralisks. So going to change it up just a little bit from what we saw in that first game where the Roach Hydra just didn't quite cut it. Now, with Ling Bane Hydra, you're usually going to be trying to get very aggressive. You're going to be trying to attack in a lot of the time. Just go, you know, full effort, like go, 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 like non-stop almost. So, we'll see that coming up from soO here in the near future, I'd imagine. He wants to try and, apply a lot of pressure, hit bases, have run-bys, maybe even some dropper lords with those Banelings inside. And as we do see a few Lings just running in towards the third base there for a moment. A few more coming over to charge on the way up from Trap. What's up, Tin Fox? Neat, I'm still here. I'm glad you're still here, buddy. Thank you so much for that 5-month resub. Welcome back to Base Trade TV, where we trade bases every day. As long as there's a base trade in the StarCraft games. Otherwise, we don't trade bases that often. Dun dun dun. This is actually today, I guess, is kind of quite a literal base trade TV. Like, the Wardy base and the base trade base have, like, traded, you know? Because, like, this is almost like WardiTV on base trade TV, so it's almost like a caster base trade. You know? You see what I'm saying? You guys agreeing with this? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it's like a real-life base trade TV. Now you try and beat that logic on a daily basis. There you go. Oh, I'm actually getting the official statistics in my ear. That was actually, yes, a smarter comment than 98% of the things that Rifkin says. There you go, then. A 98 percentile intelligence statement right there. Again, you don't get 98 percentiles every day on base trade. We're really changing things up today. Rearranging the meta. A face trade? It's not a face trade. I mean, I guess we didn't trade faces. No, it's just a no. That's not how this works. Ay, ay, ay. Wardy, can I tell you the truth? Is Rifkin a vampire? Well, when we went to TwitchCon together, who is that? Gendo Akari coming in with the $5. That is a Rift Blush giant marble. That's coming up in a moment. But is Rifkin a vampire? Well, honestly, I did think it was a little bit weird when I woke up and Rifkin had his teeth sunk into my neck. But he just said it helps him sleep. So, I'm not saying he's a vampire. But I'm saying there's something there, you know? There's something there. Ling run by as the big push in of Zealots and so on comes to cancel this 4th base, so soO will be kept away from a 4th. The Lings aren't too high in number to really affect too much here. As we'll see, one Ling picked off, another Ling gets out down to the low ground, so those probes going to be in trouble instead. So a couple of probes starting to go down here. And there's going to be a cleanup. A couple of probes, though. I mean, again, not bad. Those Lings weren't really destined to do all too much. In a way, it was a nice little distraction, though. Again, maybe stop this army from pushing further forwards and clean creep or so. So that was pretty decent. I was going to see the Lings going back up to the top side of the map. Adept here is going to get surrounded. And that is going to get picked off there as well. Another Adept just warping in on the gap between the buildings there. So Adept just warping in there. And we do see 9 Mutalisks currently on the way up. So 9 Mutas on the way up. All of them coming through right now. +2 melee is about to finish. And +2 attack coming in on the Forge as well, being chrono boosted. Ling's still trying to find entrances, but the most important thing is he's just checking that Protoss army is staying at home, not heading across the map. Now that said, Trap seems to have somewhat of a feeling about those Mutalisks. Did you see the Spire? He did not. It's kind of hard to see. I could barely see it there. What's that hiding under the Overlords? It's a Spire! Durr, durr. Yeah, if I was musically talented, that would have been a great remix. Unfortunately, the WardiTV Christmas album is not coming out for another few years. I need a little bit more time to work on my vocals. But yeah, it's a Spire under all those Overlords, but the Phoenix seem to know anyways, so Phoenix on the way up, and Trap is going to be fairly well prepared to deal with this. Pylon drops down to the top as we do see some Banes rolling in the bottom side, a cannon and a few units getting picked off there as the Mutas fly into the main base, and well, still seeing a lot of these Mutas getting picked away at the moment, so a lot of Mutas going down. Mutas not really having the opening that they were really hoping for there, I don't think. That's not quite what they were. I think they wanted just a little bit more, most probably. They probably just wanted a little bit more. You got Templar still setting up on this left side. Another 4th Nexus now coming down here from Trap. Pylon will be thrown down. Stargate, second Stargate, a fleet beacon coming up here as well. A couple more mortals just on the way out. SC2 Bren with the $5. That's another giant marble with a Rift Blush face on it going on a tree. Guys, I am loving the love right now. I am loving the support. Thank you so much for helping this tournament out. Again, every donation goes towards helping to fund the prize pool of this event. And also it means that we will have more giant marbles with your names on it going on the tree. Now, if that isn't awesome, I don't know what is. Go up the side, a few Zards backing away. Let's turn into a bit of a longer game here as soO getting into his comfort zone, I feel. Half the map covered in creep, going beyond the 4 bases up to 5. I mean, yes, some other ships coming out from Trap. Yes, he's on a pretty good army. No one's going to deny that, but soO has been relentless and been all around the map. You know, up at the top side, in the center, and all of this and that. +3 attack coming in, +1 flyer attacks dropping down on the cybercore as well. Hive coming up now from soO, so he's getting that going. Obviously, Trap being a little bit cautious here. Where's the rest of his army, though? That can't be all of his army. 800 army supply, and that's his army? No, I don't believe it. I mean, there's a war prism with a few units. Is that really all his army? He's going to push in over here, and for the moment, he is going to start working his way through this hatchery, so he gets himself a kill. So just as soO, I was saying, he was getting into maybe his comfort zone or so. He is going to lose one of these bases, but well, Mutas across the map getting a few Phoenix, I guess. They were working on the Nexus for a long time. If they'd actually just gone for the probes, they would have gotten a lot of damage. They would have cleaned up the entire mineral line. Suddenly, soO is actually just pushing into this army. Storms are having to be dropped all over the place. There is still storms available. One more on the ramp as a few more Lings and Banes will come in. But now out of storms, the Hydras will be able to just jump on this. No reinforcements available. Queen's here to transfuse as well and to help with the damage. And soO is pushing through to take us to a game 3 perhaps, because he's cleaning up everything. All of these tech units going down, and Trap takes some heavy losses, and soO has money in the bank to spend. If he spends that, he could maybe just get across the map and make something happen, but suddenly some Zealots and some Archons show up, pushes a few of the Hydras away. The transfusions become really critical here to keeping these units alive, and soO will still be on cleanup duty, but he needs to spend that money. You can't just sit with 2k in the bank, because he's only 20 supply ahead. If he spent his money, he'd be maxed out, so it's a big difference. Potentially here right now that's just not being made use of. There's a few Zealots warping in underneath that prism, and the Lings and the Hydras are coming out into the center of the map, and these Zealots over here from Trap are going to work their way through that hatchery and keep on picking their way through it. Lingers come in for the surround. They'll get themselves a bunch of these Zealots there, so again, nicely done. He can't spend his money without lava. Well, that is true, but generally if you have 2k and you don't have lava, and you kind of call the player out for having 2k, it kind of indicates he doesn't have lava as well, right? I mean, he has the hatches, but obviously he pulled all the queens across, and I guess that does have the influence on why he doesn't have lava. There you go. Hashtag analyze. Thank you, VipNet. You have completely corrected me. Not corrected me. You have added to the casting. I appreciate it. That's a good Twitch chat comment right there. You were right. No lava does kind of suck, and he does have no lava. He has missed injects and all sorts. Storms here are pretty good actually, and Trap again cleaning up. It's going to be seeing those Hydras chasing away. Carriers now out. It's funny because I was told carriers suck, and then, you know, the few times I've seen them, they have kind of sucked. I'm not going to lie, but they seem to do a lot better than people were giving them credit for. So yeah, they definitely seem to do a lot better than people were giving them credit for. So I'm not sure. Hydras and Corruptors coming back into the center. More Lings and Hydras up the right-hand side here again from soO as well. Another carrier being chrono boosted out is about to complete. A couple of drones just dropping down. Hydras do find that warp prism on the top right-hand corner. ET's getting to work, and again just harassing around. Trap's doing a fantastic job of just keeping soO busy all the way through this. Doing a great job. He's coming in, getting another little pick off, and 15 minutes in, it's probably our best game we've had all day long so far. Loving it at the moment. Fantastic stuff as you see the Lings, Banes, the Corruptors coming back over. That DT does not find the Queen by 1 or 2 hit points. It's a very lucky Queen. 6 base from soO on the way back up then. Still has creep out in front of his bases as well, so it's difficult for Trap to move on to creep. He will start to progress forwards now, though. A few changes for him to try and target down, but doesn't seem to be noticing them or paying attention to them at the moment. We'll target 1 now, 2. He's getting to the edge of the creep there, but again, do you really want to jump onto it? 15 Corruptors lie in wait, ready to say hello, good morning to these carriers and to try and gobble them up. Everything gathered up right now. +1 flyer attack, +1 missiles coming down. Again, set to go. The few extra Hydras finishing up in a moment, and well, Ling's coming in. We'll be able to pick off one of those Zealots. All of these units here from Trap still just wanting to push into the middle of the map now. Carriers aren't that good. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying that the Tempests are a lot better. I guess it kind of depends, but maybe the carriers are still good. It just works out kind of nice as you see the Corruptors coming over, going to find themselves one carrier. And another one starting to drop on down. Lings and Banes and Hydras. Continue to get some work done. And both of those Archons dropping down as well. Mothership is going to drop too. And I think soO is going to take this down. All the way down. Corruptors make their way through those carriers without issue. And again, these carriers just do not seem... Every time I see them, they just don't seem to do anywhere near as well as carriers used to do. I mean, I felt like soO was doing good in this game anyways, but this fight really just dominated. And that's a GG. Right, going to a game 3 in our final series of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. Terms of service? Oh. No. Not yet. Just wait until, like, later in December when we start wearing the shorts to the stream. Aye. Can I pay $10 for you to write your name on my baubles? Sure, Mr. Flappy Pants. I will write my name all over your baubles. You saw my ass crack? Yeah, well, don't tell Rifkin. Shh. Look, female streamers apparently get away with this stuff all the time. I wouldn't know. I don't watch. I don't really pay attention to that stuff. But apparently some of them do. I'm sure Base Trade can get away with it. They have that Twitch money. God, you guys get so excited. Chill out. It's just day one as well. You got a lot to come. Again, in seriousness, the rest of this tournament is happening over on my channel, starting from tomorrow. Group B of the Korean region will be tomorrow at 1 PM CEST. Groups A and B of Europe will happen on the 4th and the 5th of December. So check that out as well. That's all happening on my channel. If you don't know what my channel is, it's twitch.tv/Wardi, WARDIII. So come and join us. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be more of the same. It'll be more Christmas decorations. There'll be more emotes, and it'll just be fun in general. It'll just be a lot of fun. I really hope you guys come and join me. It really will be good. It's going to be a great month. We've got so much StarCraft 2 content planned for the channel. So, yeah, very, very, very exciting. Rubber facility dropping on down. So yeah, he's just finishing replying to someone quick. Boom! Just like that. This map looks a bit like Habitation Station. Yeah, I can feel that one. It's a funky map in general. I'm intrigued to see how it plays out in this PvZ where the Zerg doesn't go for a gold base. This is a very fast Immortal from Trap though, so he's going to apply a lot of pressure right away. Hallucinates an Oracle to try and sell a bit of an idea. But I get the feeling that Oracle has some ulterior motives right now. You know, has some different plans perhaps. Warp Prism coming out as well. He's definitely going to be looking to get across the map and getting some damage going. The Oracle obviously just scouting around and again try and scare some Spore Crawlers out or something. And little bits and pieces like that brings it back out of vision, so maybe he can try and sell it as a real Oracle still. Again, the idea right now from Trap is to get super aggressive in the next few moments. So getting that going as we do see the Prism coming across. I mean, a couple of Spores were built. I mean, a lot of the time the Spores get built anyways. We'll see the Immortal dropping down. Here come the sentries. Force Field's available to get that Queen kill. Boom, Queen is trapped and Queen is dead. Immortal gets the shot off. And you see a couple of drones taking some hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 5 drones is really nice little bit of damage here early on. Is Trap going to turn this into continued aggression? 4 more gateways. 5 more gateways coming down. 6 more gateways coming down. So a lot of pressure going to be coming in here. As this is obviously 8 gates in total. Meaning that we are going to be seeing Trap just completely committing to this all-in for game number 3. Our final game of the day, guys. Let's hear in the chat right now then. Trap or soO? Who are you cheering on? Who do you want to see taking this one home? I want to hear who you guys are supporting right now. As we do have these units pushing across the left-hand side. Sentries and Immortals. Nervoff is cheering on soO. What would Gavin do? Cheers on soO as well. Ulted Maya wants to see Trap. Trap from Kentoroy as well. Trap from Heartbreaker. Lots of love in the chat right now. Here we go. The units are warping in as Tin Fox wants Trap sentries to force field those roaches. Let the Immortals get the damage done. Pushing in towards this left-hand side base. Going straight on over towards this. See that Hatchery taking a few shots of damage. Force field comes down. Zerglin getting picked off as well. A few extra Zealots. Continuing to be warped in right now. A couple of force fields coming in. Mortal gets lifted up and, well, drop back down as well. Corrosive Bile coming in to play and just kind of hits, but it kind of feels like these Immortals are just not dying, so the Roaches will keep off dropping off. And, oh, I mean, Force Field's out of energy. The Corrosive Bile hits on an Immortal. The Stalker count's going down. Is this a hold from soO? For a long time here, it really felt as though Trap was doing a very good job. The Immortals just didn't seem to die. Nothing was going down, really. Now we have a couple more Corrosive Biles, and they do land quite nicely. Immortal Micro's going to have to be good. The barriers have just reactivated. I think Trap still just about has enough. With the Ravages gone, the Warp Prism can be much more aggressive, can warp in more aggressively, because you don't have to worry about Corrosive Biles. We'll finish off this hatchery now as well, and that Immortal will actually have its barrier activated. Game is called, and Trap will take this 2 games.